తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వ సహకారాలే ఉండగా హాయిగా మన చదువులు షురు. అదే డిజిటల్ గురు, అదే డిజిటల్ గురు.
Hello children, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. Welcome back to the digital class. You may have watched a humorous video, Blue Jackal, in the previous class. Did you enjoy it? Hope you have enjoyed it. Okay children, have you ever seen a snake? What kind of snake is it? Whether it's a poisonous snake or non-poisonous? Yes, some snakes are poisonous and some are non-poisonous. Okay children, have you ever seen a snake looking at its own beauty in a mirror? Right. Today we are going to discuss such a story. A snake looking at its own beauty in the mirror. Shall we start? Children, after going through this story, you will be able to know about the writer of the story, understand and comprehend the story, appreciate the importance of humor in our lives, recollect humorous situations that happened in your life, and make an entry in the diary. Children, now I will show you a picture. Observe it carefully. Okay, have you observed it? Did you like it? Right. Now try to answer the questions. What is the snake looking in the mirror? How is the snake? What might be the snake thinking at that moment? Have you ever seen such incidents in your life? Discuss answers with your friends in groups and present them in the class. Okay, today we are going to discuss a story. This is the story of a snake and a homeopath by title The Snake and the Mirror. Do you know the meaning of homeopath? Okay, look here to find the meaning. Homeopath, a person who practices homeopathy. Then what is homeopathy? Homeopathy is a system of complementary medicine in which ailments are treated by minute doses of natural substances that in larger amounts would produce symptoms of the ailment. Now, I will show you a picture of a great person. Children, look at the picture. This is Vaikom Bashir Muhammad, the writer of the present story, The Snake and the Mirror. Vaikom Bashir Muhammad is a fictional writer from Kerala. He was a freedom fighter, novelist, and a short story writer. Most of his writings are translated into English and other languages. The present story, The Snake and the Mirror, is a Malayali story by its own and translated in English by V. Abdullah. Okay children, now we discuss the story, shall we? This is the story of a snake and a doctor, that is homeopath. Has a snake ever coiled itself around any part of your body? A full-blooded cobra? Asked a homeopath his friends when they were talking about snakes. Nobody could answer his question. Then the doctor started narrating a tale, and all of them started listening to him carefully. It was hot summer night, about 10 o'clock. The doctor had his meal at the restaurant and was going back to his room. The doctor is a bachelor and living in a room which was not electrified. It was a small room with a tiled roof. Rats were his companions and living with him always. He had just set up a medical practice and his earnings were meager. Do you know the meaning of meager? Meager means small in quantity. He was not rich enough. He had about 60 rupees, some shirts and dhotis in a suitcase. Also, he had a solitary black coat. Solitary means single, only one. The doctor's friend often tell him that he was living with rats in the room. Rats were always making noise, but he could not care it. Whenever the doctor got leisure, he would go through the book The Materia Medica, written on homeopathic medicines. One day, the doctor was sitting in front of the mirror in his room and admiring his own attractive smile. He decided to keep such smile always on his face, as he was a bachelor and wanted to get married soon. Sometimes he thought of marrying a fat lady, preferably a doctor, because whenever he made a silly mistake, he needed to run away and his fat wife would not catch him easily. As he was thinking like this, suddenly there was a silence. There was no sound of rats. Everything was calm. There were no more sounds. Rats were not running here and there. It was a terrible silence. Suddenly, there came a dull thud, as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. No sooner did the doctor turn than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on his shoulder. The terrified doctor could not move, jump, or cry out. There was no time to do such thing. The hood of the snake was spread out and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches away from the doctor's face. The doctor sat like a stone, holding his breath, but his mind was active. The doctor started praying to God. There was some pain in his left arm, which was slowly but powerfully crushing his arm. The gap between the death and the life was only 4 inches. Even in such critical situation, the doctor was thinking about the medicine that should be taken if the snake would bite him, but such medicine were not available in his room. After some time, the snake looked into the mirror which was in front of it. The snake was very happy to look at its reflection in the mirror. Slowly, the snake left the doctor and started looking at its own beauty in the mirror. Taking this chance, the doctor ran away like a sprinter from there and reached his friend's house. Sprinter means a fast runner. At friend's house, immediately the doctor smeared oil all over the body and took a bath and changed fresh clothes. Next day morning at about 8:30, the doctor and some of his friends came back to doctor's room to move his things from there. To their astonishment, there was no snake, but the room was robbed and none of his belongings were left there except a vest, the dirty one, as a final result. Okay, children, now you have listened to the story. Have you enjoyed it? Now let me ask a few questions about the story. What is the materia medica? Who were doctor's companions in the room? Why did the doctor go to his friend's home? What might be the snake thinking at the time of looking at its own beauty in the mirror? Do snakes look at their reflections in mirrors? Discuss answers with your friends in groups and present them in the classroom. Okay, children, I think you have enjoyed the story, aren't you? Now let's look at a simple discourse diary. A diary entry is a short composition. It's a record of one's thoughts, views, opinions, feelings, or activities that happened during the course of a particular day. A diary entry means recording inner feelings. It's introspective in nature. Instead of detailed an event or an activity, it presents the thoughts and reflections of the writer to such event or activities. A diary entry usually has a very personal feel to it. What are the uses of diary entry? It is used to express various sentiments like joy, sadness, excitement, anger, emotions, etc. One can express one's thoughts, views, or philosophy. One can express one's dreams, hopes, and future plans also. It can be used to help one cope with certain situations or emotions. Though diary entry is personal, it can be shown to close friends. Then what kind of language and the format that is to be used in a diary entry? Usually a diary entry is written in a formal language. It follows certain format. Diary entry is written in the first person. A diary entry usually begins with the date and time which appears on the top left corner. A diary entry must follow a logical and coherent order. The idea must be expressed in well thought out paragraphs. The descriptions are usually brief and vivid. The introductory paragraph or sentence may be a comment on the day or one's state of mind. In the body of the diary entry, usually first paragraph is the introductory paragraph. In the following paragraph, the writer expresses his or her own views about the incident that happened during the day. The diary entry ends with a final remark about the day or one's feeling. A diary entry can be concluded by signing the person's first name. Now let's look at the sample diary entry. This is the sample diary. June 12th, 2017, 9 p.m., Regad Madhyakunta. Today I met our local Honorable MP in our school, for which I have been waiting for a long period. All our friends and teachers excited to see him there. So was I. MP came to our school on time. We welcomed him warmly. He is well known to all the villagers and officers. Moreover, he is a learned person. His presence in our school made all of us very happy. He came to our school to present prizes to the winners of essay writing competition, which was conducted on 2nd June on the occasion of Telangana Formation Day. I was so excited and overjoyed when I received the first prize from him. It's a wonderful day. I hope such days may occur in my life. Rishitvika. Okay, children, now you have to come to know various features of a diary entry and also understood how to write a diary. Now let's take a small assignment on this diary entry. Suppose you are in the place of the doctor and you faced the similar situation in your life. You want to enter your feelings in the form of an entry in the diary. Make an entry of it in your diary. Okay, children, I think you have enjoyed it. Thank you. We shall meet again in the next class. Bye.